Who is this artist? Frederic Leighton, the talented English painter and sculptor, was born on December 3, 1830 in Scarborough, England. His grandfather, Sir James Boniface Leighton, was the principal physician for 2 Russian czars and their families. As a result of these positions, he became very wealthy, allowing Frederic Leighton the benefits of a family fortune while pursuing an artistic vocation. Frederic Leighton was a highly regarded painter during his successful career. He started his artistic training in Europe. Later, at the age of 24, he attended Accademia di Belle Arti in Florence, Italy. In fact, travel was a constant part of his life, visiting many European cultural centers like Florence and Paris. Leighton's painting talent was held in such high esteem that Queen Victoria purchased his painting Cimabue's Celebrated Madonna from the Royal Academy's exhibition in 1855 on the first day of the show. In 1860, Frederic Leighton would make London his home, though he continued to embark on lengthy travels outside of the country. He was made a member of the Royal Academy in 1868 and was knighted in 1878 at Windsor Castle. Frederic Leighton was created a baronet in 1886 AD. Remarkably, in the 1896 New Year's Honours, Queen Victoria made Frederic Leighton the first painter to be granted a peerage as Baron Leighton of Stretton. The patent creating his peerage was issued on January 24, 1896. Frederic Leighton died 1 day later of heart disease on January 25, 1896 in London. This peerage extinguished with his passing, the shortest in British history. A few years after his passing, Leighton's paintings represented Britain at the 1900 Paris Exposition World Fair. This shows his immense influence as one of the most important artists of the Victorian era. Throughout his career, Frederic Leighton was a greatly admired painter of the human body and landscapes. He created brilliant paintings which incorporated an adventurous style with elements of classic Greek and Roman influence, Pre-Raphaelite imagery, and his own exotic mythology. Although he was a key figure in the British art establishment, he paid particular attention to the aesthetic beauty of his art in his later paintings as opposed to deeper meanings. At the start of the 1890s, Sir Frederic Leighton commanded a sterling reputation in the art world. His specialty on canvas had become showing women in rich colors and exotic poses while using mythological and neoclassical inspirations. Frederic Leighton's masterpiece, titled Flaming June, completed in 1895, is one of the most reproduced images from Victorian-era paintings. Flaming June, Journey of an Iconic Painting. Flaming June is a square oil-on-canvas painting measuring 120.6 centimeters by 120.6 centimeters, which was initially enclosed in a unique golden frame. The current frame is a reproduction of that original. Frederic Leighton's style in Flaming June can be described as asceticism, since the focus is on form, color, and beauty, with no particular thought to a deeper narrative. Flaming June is Frederic Leighton's most recognized painting, and through elements of beautiful realism and romanticism, depicts a sleeping woman in a curled, reclining pose. So, how did this painting come into existence? Frederic Leighton wanted to create an artwork which would stand out from numerous others at the 1895 Royal Academy exhibition. Therefore, he made a painting that broke away from Victorian attitudes of rigid conformity and prudishness. While creating Flaming June, he was confident that the painting's image of startling beauty would not need a storyline or involved narrative. Influenced by Michelangelo's sculpture Night, an artwork he held in high regard, he used his unique style of neoclassical realism to form Flaming June. The model is clothed in a semi-transparent orange dress, with beautifully rich colors, natural light, and summer heat composing an image of harmonious realism. Behind her, sunshine is cast upon a thin section of ocean. Underneath this model are thin layers of dark yellow and red material in a landscape which suggests a Mediterranean location. These lush, vivid colors attract the viewer's eyes, catching and holding their attention. Leighton created an intense composition by powerfully illuminating the model, who seems to substitute her presence for the radiance of the sun. Contributing to this notion is the smallness of the landscape and overwhelming presence of the model on this canvas. We see her reclining in a coiled position, ready to spring awake in a sudden release of energy. Leighton claimed this challenging pose originated from a tired model in his studio, though the manipulated position of the muse in his painting suggests a sitter would be severely challenged to remain in such a pose for any period of time. Painting this pose was no easy task, for which Leighton used a minimum of 4 sketches to find a position which seemed natural. He also claimed to have used a nude model for the body to achieve a more natural image. Nevertheless, his delicate brushwork captivates us to accept the illusion even more, as well as the model's pleasing proportions. It has been speculated by numerous observers that the noxious oleander branch appearing in the top right corner is a symbolism for the relationship between sleeping and death. The identity of this model has been the subject of speculation for decades, with two women commonly thought to be Leighton's fates for Flaming June. The more popular choice is Dorothy Dean. Mary Lloyd is the other woman thought to be the muse for this masterpiece. She was the daughter of a poor country squire who became a successful artist's model in London. Mary Lloyd did not pose nude and specifically modeled her face and hands. At the 1895 Royal Academy exhibition, Flaming June vindicated Leighton's efforts by receiving high praise, critical acclaim, and positive reviews. Various observers proclaimed Flaming June as one of the premier artworks at this prestigious show. Though soon after this overwhelmingly positive reception, art preferences changed and Flaming June fell out of favor for decades. During this period, Leighton's style was deemed without substance and too superficial for changing tastes in the art world. Impressionism, post-impressionism, and abstract painting movements deemed Flaming June as outmoded and superficial. Fortunately, a spectacular shift in the late 1960s changed all of this, and Flaming June began to reclaim its position of high praise. Today, this artwork is considered the Victorian masterpiece of Frederic Leighton's career and admired by hundreds of thousands of viewers each year. Where is Flaming June today? The story of Flaming June after the Royal Academy exhibition of 1895 is equally fascinating. Soon after receiving high universal praise, changing artistic tastes made the painting fall into obscurity by the early 20th century. It was first purchased by the Graphic magazine to produce quality reproductions for Christmas gifts in 1895. Flaming June was displayed in their office window on the passing of Sir Frederic Leighton in 1896. The Ashmolean Museum then held the painting on loan in the early 1900s. From the 1930s to around 1962, the whereabouts of this painting was not publicly known. Various sources indicate it probably changed possession a number of times through sales and loans to galleries before resurfacing with London art dealer Jeremy Moss. The painting had apparently been discovered in Battersea, Greater London, where it had been boxed in over a chimney without its original frame. Jeremy Moss then sold Flaming June to Louise A. Ferre for the lowly sum of £2,000 in 1963. Puerto Rican industrialist and politician Mr. Ferre founded the Museo de l'Art de Ponce during the 1950s to form a collection of artworks that enriched and showcased Puerto Rico's artistic culture. It was on a European buying trip for this collection that he purchased the out-of-favor painting Flaming June. It turned out to be one of the most astute art purchases in modern history, starting with the surge of renewed interest from the early 1970s onwards. Unbelievably, Flaming June failed to sell at auction for a reserve price of $140 US prior to Mr. Ferre's purchase. Currently, Flaming June attracts millions of visitors each year and has become the signature painting at Museo de l'Art de Ponce. Also, through merchandising the image on various objects and clothing, the painting has been exposed to many more viewers. As it received renewed attention due to broadening artistic interest in traditional styles and newer audiences, Flaming June has become a modern masterpiece. It has appeared in such prestigious institutions as Museo do Prado in Madrid during 2008 and the Frick Collection in New York during 2015. In 2016, the painting was loaned to Leighton House Museum, returning to where it was created for display. The museum was created in the Holland Park House of Leighton, holding various drawings and paintings by him and from his personal collection. In 2023, Leighton House Museum was presented with the only known color study for the painting, done in oil. Then, during 2024, Flaming June was shown at the Royal Academy of Art for a retrospective on Frederic Leighton. Why is Flaming June significant? Flaming June began to lose its high praise at the end of Frederic Leighton's life. Artists thought this painting was out of touch with both their perspectives and a changing society. However, even though many thought his style outmoded in the art world, there were still various admirers and followers of his work in the following decades. As the aesthetic movement gained increasing interest from successive generations, starting near the end of the 1960s, Flaming June became recognized for its contribution to this artistic style. In fact, Flaming June is widely considered a modern masterpiece and Sir Frederic Leighton's best painting. The aesthetic beauty of this painting, its captivating colors, complex pose, and impact on art history make it a significant artwork. Its harmony of classical composition and enigmatic subject matter has continued to attract millions of viewers. As a result, Flaming June is a hallmark of Leighton's artistic expression and style. Thank you for supporting us at Victorian to Modern. Be sure to watch our next episode from the Victorian Art Gallery or any other fascinating video from our Victorian to Modern channel. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and share this channel so we can create more exciting content. I wish you good tidings as we remember that sharing knowledge has been a noble deed throughout the ages.